Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. We're here on a lazy Friday. It is the last weekday of our Christmas holiday, which has good and bad to it. It's the last official lazy day we can have, but it's also a good thing because I think the routine and schedule is much needed, as I'm sure it is in your house. Everybody here is a little off. Next week is going to be a rough week, but we'll get through it. Anyway, for our Friday night tonight, I thought I'd share our meal. We are still vegging out big time, and so we're just going to make some a pita with a Greek style, using up some of our leftovers that are in our fridge. We still have some turkey that we cooked for New Year's Day, so we're going to try to use up some of that, and I'm going to get that all explained to you. I'll tell you what we've got in front of us, and then we'll put together, I've done a bit of it, so I'll explain what I've done, and then we'll put the whole thing together so you can see it. I think this will go over really, really well for a lot of families. I know my kids really like the Greek style of food. Feta cheese is one of their favorites, so this is one of those things that will go over really well. So first things first is we cut up one small red onion and we set it in 1/3 cup red wine vinegar. We do this first because we want this to sit the most. The vinegar and the onion are going to mix, and it's going to add a nice little flavor to it. We're not going to get rid of all this, we're going to use all this, but this is the first thing you want to do, is one small half onion just sliced up nice and thin. This is going to go into your pita, so you want them in bite-sized pieces, in 1/3 cup red wine vinegar. Second thing, or this could be the first thing depending on the type of chicken or whatever you're using. We had leftover turkey, so I'm using leftover turkey, but if you have chicken breast and you're cooking it from raw, you want to make a marinade first. And what's in the marinade is the zest of a whole lemon, the juice of that whole lemon, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 garlic cloves, and 1 1/2 tablespoons of oregano. Or if you're using a fresh oregano. If you're using dried oregano, that's only 1/2 of a tablespoon. We 1/3 it when you're going from fresh to dry. Dry is much more concentrated in a flavor. So if any recipe asks for a fresh herb, you want to go to 1/3 of that herb. There goes the spiralizer. And then your chicken, of course. So I had turkey. This is what I had in my fridge. So it's about, I'm going to say it's about 2 cups of cut up turkey, and I just did that marinade. I mixed it just as I said, but I just warmed up the turkey on the stovetop in my saute pan with that marinade. So that marinade is being sucked up by all this turkey as it is right now. If you're using fresh chicken or whatever else you might be using, you want to mix that marinade up. Put your raw chicken in it, let it sit for a couple hours so that the chicken can absorb the marinade, and then cook it from there. But this is one we've already got done, so it's ready to go. So now we're going to do our sauce. And with that, we are going to get that started first. We have 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt. I'm using my cool little mix and measure all to make sure I get the 1 cup in. I'm going to put that right in the bowl. And once again, honest to God, I don't have a spatula. Seriously, now I understand where my kids get it. Anyway. So we're going to use 1 cup of yogurt. We're going to put that in there. Get rid of that. We are going to put 1 garlic clove in. Garlic goes in everything we cook. It's awesome. 1 garlic clove goes in there. 1/2 tablespoon, 1 1/2 tablespoon of lemon juice. It's about half a lemon. So we're going to throw that in there. And if you feel you need more lemon once it's all mixed up, that's an easy add-in. You just squeeze in another lemon. And 4 tablespoons of chopped fresh mint. Again, that's fresh. So if you're using dried, you need to accommodate for that, like we've spoken about. 1/3 of that measurement. Let's see if we can get it all out here. This is going to be our sauce. This is what we're going to add to the top of our pita or salad, depending on how you choose to eat this. This is going to be like our tzatziki sauce, if you will. But it's our Greek pita sauce. That's what we're going to call it. Okay, so we've got that in here. We're going to let that sit. Okay, that's ready to serve, all set to go from there. Now we need to work on the rest of the ingredients. So what we're going to do is we're going to spiralize our cucumber, which you guys, sorry, I'm going to move this over here. You guys have seen me do before, but we're going to do once again, but we're going to use a different blade this time. So when you have a cucumber, it comes all vacuum sealed. And so you have to slice the cucumber down to remove that vacuum seal. So when you do that, a lot of times you take your knife and you go down the center of the cucumber like this, and you actually end up with a little bit of a slit all the way down your cucumber. Well, that's going to work perfectly in this scenario because it's going to prevent the giant spiral that we get from our spiralizer. So it's really cool when you see it done with a potato and you can have it all stretch out across your bar pan or whatever. But sometimes when we want to do it for quick little things, we don't want them in the giant spiral. So all you need to do is put a little slit all the way down, just like this. This is where mine is, I'll try to get. You're going to go all the way down your cucumber, not all the way through it. You just need to go to the center. I have some mint on my knife. And go all the way down, and that's going to prevent the spiral. So you're going to get pieces that look like this now, instead of the ones that are long and spirally. So we're just going to spiral up this cucumber here so that you can see. Here's our spiralizer. What we've done so far this week is we've done a lot of butternut squash, we've done some zucchini, and we've always used this top blade, which is a fettuccine blade, okay? If we turn it this way, it becomes our spaghetti blade. So those are the two other blades you can use. We've removed that blade completely, and there is a straight blade in here, which is what we're going to use today, which is going to give us our cucumber that looks like that, okay? Simple and easy. We're going to just, first you have to cut your cucumber for the right height. Not so smart. Sit your cucumber, oh my goodness, once again. Sit your cucumber in here. Seat it just the way you're going to do that. The cucumber is actually going to come out here, so I'm going to spiralize that. I'm going to put the bowl right below it. Neat little trick if you guys have some sort of a baking setup, so it can go close to your bowl. It may not go right in, but at least it's better than nothing. Okay, and all we're doing is it's all coming out just like that. Perfect. If you wanted to slice your cucumber in half and de-seed it, you could do that too. That just avoids maybe some of the inside being done, but this is not an issue at all. There's no separate seeds floating around in here. I don't see the need to do it, depending on what you're using your cucumber for. If you're using it for like a tuna salad or something along those lines, yes, you want to de-seed it because that'll make your salads too wet. Without that, though, you don't need to do that. So now we have our cucumber here all set to go. I can lift up our spiralizer here to make sure I get all the lasting pieces out. It's all out, perfectly simple. We're going to set that aside. So now we have our onions in our vinegar, we have tomatoes, and we have cucumbers. And we are going to put those three together. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the cucumbers, oh hang on one second here, let me just make sure I did this the right way. This is a new way to do it. I want to make sure I'm following their instructions so that I can get the rest of that. Drain the add the onion to the bowl, cucumber, tomatoes. Okay, so we're going to cucumbers into the bowl. Tomatoes into the bowl. We are actually going to drain our onions and reserve the vinegar for a later use. So I have my strainer here, this handy dandy little guy. We're going to get our onions in there. And then we're going to take our onions and we're going to mix them right in here with the tomatoes and the cucumbers. And then we're going to take a spatula. This guy's going to get used anyway. And we're just going to mix those up. So this is going to be, oh my goodness, flinging stuff around. This is going to be what we put inside the pitas. And the vinegar from the onions is going to spread over the tomatoes and the cucumbers and add that really nice, you ever have that salad, the tomatoes, cucumber salad that you can make with the vinegar and onions? It's really, really yummy. Really simple, easy peasy. Those things that taste so good that we never really think we can make, and they really turn out to be the simplest things ever. Okay, so we're going to keep this vinegar aside just in case we need it to add later on. So now we've got all of the pieces we need for our pita, and now we can start building. So we have our sauce, we have our chicken, and we have our cucumbers and tomatoes. So we have a pita here. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to actually, tongs would be the perfect thing for this setup. We're going to grab some chicken, stuff it into the bottom. Okay, we're going to grab some onions and tomatoes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put the sauce on second. I think that that would be a nice flavoring in between the two. That way you get the best of both worlds. So we got some sauce in there. And then we're going to top it with our onions, cucumbers, tomatoes. And then to put it at the piece de resistance on the top is you've got some feta cheese here. And we're just going to sprinkle that right over the top. And that's your pita. That's what we're going to eat for dinner tonight. Now you can vary this if you're trying not to eat bread right now, because a lot of people in January are doing that. Grab yourself a head of iceberg lettuce and turn this into a Greek salad. All of these ingredients will go perfectly in that. This is perfectly healthy. It's just yogurt. You could fit that into any diet. And now you've got a quick and simple meal to eat on a lazy Friday night, just like us. So once again, we've got chicken, cucumbers, tomatoes, onions. We've got some yogurt, some mint, some lemon, some feta. And boom, we've got a quick and simple meal that is not something you'd normally think of, but it's an easy Friday night go. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's what we're going to eat tonight. Hope you eat this soon, and we'll talk to you later.